This is an interesting one. If you're engaged, how much information do you share with your future spouse about your past life?
That's a good question. You know, when I look at that issue, one part of that issue is that you want to be honest with people, and so you speak the truth in love, right? And so I want to be completely honest with the person that I'm going to be married to. But then again, one of the things that we have in our culture is we have this tendency to just dump our garbage on people. And so, you know, what happened when I got engaged was I had a talk, you know, because I was a non-Christian, obviously, before I was a Christian. And I had a talk with my wife about previous entanglements and that kind of thing. And I gave her the bare minimum of what was taking place. I didn't get into details. I didn't even necessarily talk about every person, you know, names and those kinds of things. And the reason is because I don't need to dump my junk on her. And same thing with her, with me. And so there's a balance there. And so I wouldn't be trying to hide something, but then on the other hand, I wouldn't want my wife staying up night thinking about, you know, the things that I've done.
Right.
And so you gotta figure out what's it needs to not be about you in the situation. It needs to be about your engaged partner in that situation. What do they need to know? What do they want to know? What's good for them to know? And you need to do the right thing by them. And again, keeping in mind, you don't want to just dump all your junk, you know, all your garbage on them.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't connect those dots, and for us personally, the Lord, it was good. It wasn't. We didn't have a whole bunch of junk, and I don't know how you say that humbly, but I didn't have all these relationships, and so there wasn't all this crazy stuff to talk about. But I still, going through counseling, when you're processing, it's like, okay, I want to be truthful. I want everything on the table because I don't want Satan down the road to bring this up and then go, well, you never told me that. But at the same time, when I'm revealing that so that he can't attack me later on, I don't have to go into details that are going to haunt, especially, I'll speak of myself. There are details that I don't want in my mind, and I literally can't hack it. I think that's why the Lord brought me the wife that he did, because I can't hack that stuff. Right. It bothers me. I just can't hack it. And so don't put all, like you said, I mean, that could affect somebody mentally years down the road, and Satan just is going to use that to all end.
And specifically with my wife, she's got, you know, she thinks about things more than I do on those kind of levels. With guys, a lot of times you can compartmentalize things and just put things away. And with my wife, she gets something in her head and she thinks about it for a long time.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that about her when I was engaged, and luckily, I had some wisdom in that whole situation. Otherwise, she could have been dealing with things for decades, right. And that kind of stuff. Best answer though is don't get involved like that. You don't have to reveal anything.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So.
I mean, that's why it's such a blessing to just do what God says.
Right,
you don't have to deal with all that junk.